It's time for Wretched Radio with Todd Friel.
Is coronavirus a conspiracy? You better believe it is. This is Wretched Radio. All kinds of musings. Who's pulling the strings? Who's behind this shenanigan we call COVID-19? Is this political? Does this have something to do with the Illuminati? Are people trying to rig the 2020 election? What's going on behind the scenes? As a Christian, we don't need the internet to discover the answer. We need our Bibles. Is there a conspiracy theory behind COVID? Yeah, of course there is. There's a conspiracy behind every bad thing that happens. Who are these people that are behind this conspiracy? It's not people. It's beings. And you can read all about them in Ephesians 6. Who is behind whatever nefarious activities are taking place with coronavirus? Answer, the devil. I don't know if any of these conspiracy theories that we're reading about online are accurate. I don't know. I know there's a movie out right now that seems to be all the rage. It's the pandemic movie. It had something to do with Fauci and Bill Gates and the vaccine and how they might profit from it. Is any of that true? I don't know. But I do know of a conspiracy that is happening behind coronavirus. It is the devil, and he is conspiring. You say, to accomplish what? And the answer is anything antichrist, anything that hurts God's image bearers, anything that causes God to not be glorified to the max. There's your conspiracy. There's so much speculating that is going on, and it's, I guess, interesting dinner conversation. Is this about anti-Trump? Is this epidemiology gone wrong? Are these nothing but moralistic narcissists who try to shame anybody for being anti-lockdown? How is all of that, if you will, being orchestrated? Is there a human conspiracy? I don't know how that could possibly work. Dr. MacArthur, what can we as Christians do on a practical level to stand against the Holocaust of abortion?
You know, the real terrorists in America are not the 9/11 terrorists. They're the people who advocate abortion. I mean, killing 3,000 people on 9/11, that was a terrible thing. Slaughtering millions upon millions upon millions of innocent babies. This is a Holocaust of proportions that are just beyond comprehension. What do we do about it? We preach the truth. But how in the world could you possibly vote for somebody in a political party for which that is part of the platform? We kill babies. Wow. Now that's being complicit. To when, you know, look, it used to be that Democrats and Republicans basically had economic differences, you know, sort of labor and capital. Now it's just, it's a moral, you know, it's a moral issue. Not to say that all Republicans are moral, obviously they're not. But they haven't put in their platform, let's kill babies, let's destroy families, let's advocate same-sex marriage, let's give all the rights we can to LGBTQ people. When that is your platform, the blatant character of that immorality has redefined that party so totally that you know, you've got to be honest enough to realize that there's no way a Christian can advocate any of that kind of behavior.
But there would be people. Let me jump in if you don't mind, sir. There are people though who are arguing today that you can't. It is okay to vote for a party like that because the other side hasn't done much about it anyway, and there are other issues that are very big where they can actually make some progress. So a Christian is off the hook when it comes to voting for a pro-abortion party.
Yeah, well, nothing you do to tweak the economy is as horrific as slaughtering babies. That is just, that's a ridiculous argument.
So that remains a litmus test issue for you.
It is a litmus test. I can't bring myself to do that. I mean, I can't, in good conscience before God, be an advocate for someone who slaughters babies, destroys marriages, legalizes sin, destructive kinds of sinful behavior. And I know, look, the whole culture is going that way fast. It may not be very many years before the other party is going to be dragged into that also. But as long as there's any kind of a difference, I've got to try to keep my thumb in the dike.
I've got to tell you, this is absolutely unbelievable. Just a few years ago, the stock market's at 25,000. Corporate profits are the highest they've been in decades. The rich keep getting richer. And our friends on the other side said, what do we do now? Let's do a tax cut where 83% of it goes to the top 1% of the wealthiest people. Fast forward a few months. Global pandemic. 36 million people unemployed. 40% of families who have a worker that makes $40,000 a year and less lose their job last month. 4 million people didn't pay their rent, and the Republican Party says, we don't have any money to help you. Are you kidding me? Where do you guys live? Food lines around the blocks at our food banks in the United States of America. 1 in 5 kids are going hungry. Your party can't even get food to them. This isn't a wish list. If it's a wish list, it's for the working class people. How about the Teamsters that are going to get a pension when this bill passes?
Gentleman's time's expired.
Their pension gets cut in half.
Gentleman's time is expired.
This is ridiculous.
Gentlewoman
You're turning
from
your
New
backs
York
on the American
reserves.
people.
The gentleman
Let's
from
be honest.
Oklahoma.